Thank you for watching our videos. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Kibou the Brave Crow. In the large barnyard of Three Oaks Farm, under a generous sun, all the birds were settling down for their traditional afternoon nap. Suddenly, a piercing cry, filled with panic, shattered the tranquility. "Help! Someone! It's all dark!" It was Plume, the little yellow chick who had slipped into the abandoned well at the back of the garden, hidden by tall grass. In a flutter of wings, all the birds rushed to the edge of the sinister hole, but faced with the deep, dark abyss, beaks snapped shut and paws recoiled. My precious feathers cannot risk getting wrinkled or dirty in that primitive cavity. My feathers are too heavy, too dense. I'd never be able to fly so low without falling. This kind of chore is far too vulgar for a goose of my distinction. Only Kibou, the crow with plumage black as night, remained frozen at the edge, his piercing eyes scanning the darkness. For a moment, he felt the weight of hostile gazes, then a stronger determination overtook him. Without a sound, he plunged into the cool, damp chasm. The smell of wet earth and ancient stone enveloped him. In the gloom that his sharp eyes easily pierced, he spotted the small, trembling ball of yellow fluff near a puddle. With infinite gentleness, he delicately grasped Plume in his sturdy beak, and with a powerful beat of his wings, ascended towards the golden light. Plume was safe and sound. He nestled against his mother, chirping with relief. But instead of thanks, Kibou heard whispered remarks. "Bah, it's normal. Crows nest in dark places. It attracts them. Yes, it's just their nature." And as if nothing had happened, they returned to their comfortable perches. Kibou remained alone by the well. A hard, cold knot had formed in his throat. He looked at his black feathers, so often called bad luck. Even risking his life, his appearance seemed to erase all his courage in the eyes of others. The weight on his heart was heavier than the well's stone. With a heavy heart, Kibou flew sluggishly towards the old oak, his refuge. He sat on a low branch, a solitary tear rolling down his gleaming black beak. The plump worms teeming in the fresh grass no longer tempted him. The seeds seemed tasteless. What was the point of eating if no one truly saw him? If being himself was so frightening? "Hey, Kibou, why the long face like a chicken in the rain?" "Aren't you going to eat me today?" "I'm not hungry, Nino. And besides, what's the use? Even when I do good, like saving Plume, they don't like me anymore. I'm just a crow. Black, ugly, scary, ugly, you. But you're the smartest in the whole barnyard. You always catch us with ingenious tricks, never by brute force. And besides, you just did what none of those big talkers dared to do, plunge into that dark hole to save a friend. That's what being a true hero is. A hero? They said it was normal for me, that it didn't count. Then we have to open their eyes. I'm going to help you, Kibou. We're going to show them, once and for all, who you really are. Not what they think they see. We're going to put on a great show for them." For the first time in a long time, Kibou felt not a spark, but a small flame of hope ignite in his heavy heart. Perhaps this little worm saw something that the other birds, despite their beautiful feathers, were incapable of perceiving. The next morning, at the hour when the dew still sparkled, Nino had transformed a corner of the barnyard. He had rolled over an old rusty bucket, which served as an imposing podium, well, at least for a worm. Around it, he had invited some very special jurors. A serious ladybug perched on a twig, a drowsy snail resting on a cabbage leaf, and a curious grasshopper, all gathered for something quite unusual. "Hear ye, hear ye! Silence in the barnyard! The court of the earth is now open for the grand trial of Kibou the Crow!" An earthworm playing judge? And insects for jurors? This is the most ridiculous circus. Silence, Master Peacock. Here, justice speaks, not vanity. I am Judge Nino, and I will ask you very important questions. Answer truthfully. First question. Who among you dares to fly in the deep dark of night when the moon casts unsettling shadows and the owls hoot to watch over the farm and scare away prowlers? Second question. Who is not afraid of the terrifying roar of engines and the brutal wind of cars speeding down the road to retrieve shiny objects that humans throw or to warn of danger? Third question. Who can perch without trembling on the buzzing electrical wires, those wires that frighten all of you so much, to get the best view and protect everyone? Fourth question, and the most important, who yesterday heard the screams of terror of a child lost in the darkness and plunged without hesitation into that frightening well, disregarding their own danger to save Plume? Who had that courage? It's Kibou. He came for me. It was so dark, so cold. I was so scared. He wasn't scared. He saved me. And last question, who accepts being called bad luck, being disliked and avoided because of the color of their feathers, but who continues regardless day after day, night after night, to watch over this barnyard and help those in danger? Who is this invisible and misunderstood guardian? Kibou, who had listened to every word, every silence, slowly lifted his head. Hearing his actions described by Nino and seeing the changed gazes of the others, he felt a new strength envelop him. For the first time, he saw his actions not as obvious truths, but as proof of who he truly was. You're right, Nino. I am different. My plumage is black, my voice is hoarse. I love the night and high places. But different doesn't mean lesser. I am intelligent. I am brave. I am loyal. I watch over this farm, over each of you, even when no one sees me, even when no one thanks me, and I won't change to please anyone. We were blind, Kibou. We only saw the ink of your feathers, never the light of your actions. It's true. We were afraid. Afraid of the stories, the stupid legends told about crows. But you, Kibou, you're not a legend. You're our neighbor. And yesterday, you were braver than all of us combined. I thought you were proud and mean. Like me, perhaps. He swallowed with difficulty. But risking your life for a chick? None of us had that courage. Except you. I want to be strong and brave like you when I grow up, Kibou. From that day on, the air in the Three Oaks Farm barnyard seemed lighter. Kibou was no longer the black stranger, but Kibou the protector, Kibou the watcher. Every evening at nightfall, he began his silent rounds around the farm. The other birds no longer turned away in fear. On the contrary, they gave him a reassuring nod, confident. One evening, Jacquot pointed her beak towards the compost heap and called out, "Kibou, a fox is lurking there!" Without hesitation, Kibou shot off like a black arrow, his piercing alarm cries echoing in the night, scaring off the intruder. Later, Léon taught him a few notes of his favorite melody, and even if Kibou's song sounded more like a creaking door than a serenade, it made everyone laugh to tears, Kibou first, with a surprisingly warm laugh. Jacquot, always generous, shared her finest seeds with him, sometimes slipping a plump worm especially for Nino. Sophie reserved the best spot for him near the pond, where the reflection of his black plumage gleamed like velvet under the sun. And Tico, well, he often came to perch on Kibou's broad back, or even on his head, listening, totally mesmerized, to his stories of daring flights and secret observations. As for Nino, he had become Kibou's best friend, his brother in spirit. One day, Jacquot, a bit distracted, almost swallowed Nino as he crossed the yard. With a hoarse cry and a sudden dive, Kibou startled the hen, saving his little friend. We make quite a team, don't we? Often, Kibou took him for rides on his back, offering him a breathtaking view of the world from above, while Nino told him the secrets of the earth below. You see, Kibou, you didn't need to become yellow or blue. You just needed others to learn to see beyond the black. And I needed a friend like you, brave little judge, to remind me that my worth never depended on their gaze, but on my own heart. Since that day, in the peaceful barnyard of Three Oaks Farm, the story of Kibou the Brave Crow is told and retold. And every time a new animal arrives, a little different, a little fearful, or a little one feels excluded, the elders gather and say in one voice, "Everyone has their unique place under the sun. Everyone carries within them precious talents, visible or hidden. Sometimes all it takes is a change of perspective, to look with the heart, to discover the brilliance and strength that lie within everyone." And above all, never forget this. True friends, golden friends, are those who see the hero in you, even when you no longer know where he is hidden. They are the light that guides us to ourselves. Moral of the story: our differences are not weaknesses, but our strengths in disguise. Never judge a book by its cover, nor a heart by its feathers. Every being has its unique value and hidden talents, and often all it takes is the sincere friendship of one, even a very small one, to help us spread our wings and shine our brightest light. Thank you for watching this video. Click on the next video to continue. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.